Welcome to this edition of FM On Demand. I'm your host, Mike Bizalka. Today I'm speaking with Diana Flores, Director of Nutrition Services for the Sacramento City Unified School District in California. She's joining us today to talk about the food truck her department recently procured and how she plans to use it to enhance her meal program. Diana, thank you so much for joining us today. Let me
You're
start Let me start by asking why you decided to get a food truck and what advantages do you see it bringing to your meal program?
Yes, so school meals is a different type of food service operation. We have a school lunch bell that's no longer than 30 minutes, and especially at a high school with 2,000 students enrolled, the bell rings at 11:30, and you have from 11:30 to 12 to serve 2,000 people. That is not something that a restaurant does or even fast food. We have to have the food ready in advance, in warmers, and served out quick service to those students. So we struggle. We have long lines. We struggle to serve all the students we want to serve. And we are often trying to set up outdoor kiosks and other ways to reach more students. And we know on these large campuses, if we could go all the way across the campus, there'll be students over there that don't take the time to walk all the way to the cafeteria or to the kiosks. So we thought, how could we get food to the other side of the campus and reach more students? And the best way would be to have a mobile food truck. There's so many advantages to that. Obviously, you can keep your food warm. We could do quick service. We procured a truck that has two windows to serve two lines rather than one. And that's what got us thinking about it. It's also trendy. It's something students would enjoy and would improve our food quality. So those were some of the big reasons why we did. We looked at a food truck for that.
Okay. Has it debuted or when is it supposed to debut?
Right. So we debuted it, but not at the schools yet. We had scheduled it in Sacramento. We have a large farm to fork festival that our city puts on, and a lot of the restaurants are very involved in that. Lots of booths and vendors and lots of food trucks. And we knew that our food truck was coming and being built during COVID and was scheduled to arrive in this summer. And we wanted to debut it at our Farm to Fork Festival here in Sacramento. And the truck was delayed and literally got it the Friday before the festival, so a week before. Got it permitted and just in time for the festival. So we did debut it there. We sold meals. It was on a Saturday. It was not to students. It was to our families and our community. And we raised funds for field trips to farms for our students. We have not started at the schools yet, mostly because we need to hire and staff. And in food service right now, that's a crisis. So that's where we're at with the truck. But we can't wait to get it going.
What are you going to be serving on it? Is it going to be something different than what's in the cafeteria menus?
So we do think we will serve some different. We do have a new central kitchen as well that we're also preparing to staff and open. And all of it is supposed to be freshly prepared meals. We're really trying to move the needle on school lunch and school breakfast and provide a meal that has not been seen in schools before. The truck will start out serving breakfast, and it'll probably be a breakfast burrito or breakfast sandwich of some sort that a student can grab quickly and take it to the classroom. And we're going to start at middle schools for breakfast. It will then go to summers, and we will serve at low-income housing and other community sites where we would struggle to serve those students if they're not enrolled in one of our school programs. And then we will serve at lunches at the comprehensive high schools. That will take a little bit more coordination, making sure that we don't have a big rush for the food truck. We may at the lunches, at lunch, we may serve the same item at all of the areas on campus so that all students can participate in that meal. So that is something we're considering for lunch.
Is it just going to visit like one school per day? And how many times a week do you see it?
Right. So the plan is 5 middle schools and 5 high schools. We will serve once a week at each of those schools. So the students will know, like every Wednesday, the truck comes to our school. And we have a hub kitchen that will support that truck. So we will prepare, we'll have a crew of cooks at the kitchen, central kitchen hub, and they will prepare the breakfast. We'll load up the breakfast on the truck, go serve. It's a staging and serving kitchen for the most part for school lunch. It's not a made to order food truck because we could never serve that many students if we did that. But it is prepared to do made to order for events like the Farm to Fork event. So we can do both with the truck.
So it's going to be doing more than just the school lunch and breakfast. You have other uses for it. Talk about some of those.
Right. So we do plan to occasionally use it to generate revenue, sell meals to adults or students at the state fair or at the Farm to Fork event. And all of those funds will go to support field trips to Floyd Farms, which is a new urban farm that we're building on our most needy school campus, and also field trips to our new central kitchen and field trips to some of the farms that we procure produce from.
Well, food trucks, as you said, are kind of a trendy thing, and I think a number of your colleagues in school nutrition are looking at possibly getting one. What advice would you have for other nutrition directors who are considering a food truck? What should they be looking for?
So we decided early on that we would purchase a new one and build it ourselves, because when we looked at used ones, which you could save a lot of money with a used one, when we looked at used ones, they're really designed for the customer walks up to the window and they prepare the food and the customer waits for the meal. We cannot do that in schools. And if we really want the food truck to be self-supporting, generating enough meals sold to students to cover the labor and food costs, we needed it to be a quick service kitchen. So I would recommend either gutting an old food truck and redesigning it for quick service, meaning lots of warmers, lots of transport equipment, or building one from scratch. That's what I would recommend.
Well, Diana, good luck with the truck, and thank you for giving us a little time today.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you reaching out to Sac City, and we love to share our story.